Hi everybody. Rob Hennessey here. First of all, I'd like to thank the Chamber for inviting me to speak today, and well done to Pat Emiko and Ashling, who are having great success with this regional committee. So today I'm going to give you a bit of background on what I've been up to over the past few years in Fukui. So I'll get straight into a few slides. A question I get very regularly is why Fukui? From both Fukui locals and friends from Ireland and abroad. So a lot of people aren't familiar with Fukui. I've been living here for 10 years. Initially, I came out on the JET program, which is a scheme organized by the embassies, really, which brings out people to work as teaching assistants in the national schools. So I came out in 2010 and I was sent straight to Fukui. The JET program doesn't actually give you an option. So people would say, would you prefer Tokyo, Osaka, or somewhere exciting like that? But the option isn't given. You get Fukui or Fukui. So I chose Fukui. So perhaps people have an image of Fukui, and the overall image would be that it's a countryside place, a very Naka, maybe rural place with the minor cities and lots of nature and agricultural stuff going on. So the kanji itself for Fukui means blessed well. So even just looking at the characters, you're presented with an image of clean water and a kind of fresh air type of place. Fukui is, I guess, unusual in that it has a beautiful coastline to one side and snowy mountains to the other. So the fresh air, clean water, and all of this kind of thing feeds into great rice and delicious sake, which is important. So beyond its Inaka image, Fukui's located relatively in the center of Japan. It's in the Hokuriku region. A major city that people might be aware of in the Hokuriku is Kanazawa. Kanazawa is just to the north of Fukui, and an hour and a little bit south is Kyoto. We're 400 kilometers west of Tokyo. There's no airport in Fukui, but we have a Shinkansen station under construction as we speak, and we're expecting the first Shinkansen to arrive in the spring of 2024. It's a countryside place, but it's also very industrious. We have a lot of nuclear power generated for the Kansai region in Fukui. It's well known for the production of synthetic textiles, and the city of Sabai produces a lot of eyewear for the Japanese and international market. I guess it's known for traditional craft, the Dinosaur Museum, the Echizen coastline crab, Echizengani, and Zen Buddhism. So on the whole, it's a traditional kind of place, but industrious with a lot of history to offer. Just north of Fukui City, we have Maruoka Castle, which is one of only 12 original Japanese castles to survive. I mentioned Zen Buddhism. Eiheiji Temple is a famous place where the Buddhist monks go for their training. It's a beautiful temple about 30 minutes outside of Fukui city, and well worth a visit. It was on Steve Jobs' must-do list of things to visit, but unfortunately he didn't make it. So it is a well-known Zen Buddhism spot internationally. Other beautiful places in Fukui, we have Ono Castle there on the right, which is also known as the Castle in the Sky. Between April and October, there's a chance that you can view it from above as it pokes out the clouds there in Ono City. I mentioned the crab and Echizen coastline. Fukui also has a fantastic length of coast along the Japanese Sea, of course, and it's the best of swimming beaches and warm waters, which are crystal clear and warm in the summer. So that coastline is well worth a drive. Slightly north of the city, we have Tojimbo Cliffs, which are a famous landmark also. And out that way you can sample the Echizen crab, which isn't cheap, but it's a type of snow crab which can be pretty enormous, and you'll get a crab kind of depending on whether it's male, female, big or small, starting from about 1 yen. So not cheap, but a local delicacy. Fukui, on the other side of the city, if you're to drive 50 minutes from Fukui station, we have Japan's largest ski area, which is Ski Jam in Katsuyama. Beautiful place where I regularly go. This season we've had tons of snow, so I'll be up and down to there regularly. We have visitors to Ski Jam from Osaka, Kyoto, and surrounding areas. It's kind of the closest ski field to those big cities. Just down the road from Ski Jam in Katsuyama, we have the Fukui Dinosaur Museum. In 1989, there was a significant discovery of full, complete dinosaur skeletons in a valley in Katsuyama. They unearthed a Fukui raptor and a Fukuisaurus, as they were christened. And following this, the Katsuyama Dinosaur Museum was built. And it's a giant dome-shaped building right in the middle of nowhere, really. It's halfway up the mountain towards the ski field. And it's a world-class museum. It's said to be the 3rd best in the world, and well worth a visit if you're in Fukui. They have animated kind of life-size dinosaurs and indoor-outdoor exhibitions, and good for kids and adults and anybody in between. It's a great spot. So that's a general kind of skim over what Fukui has to offer, and maybe it answers the question of why Fukui and why did I stay here so long. It's a lovely place, there's lots going on. But for now, I'd like to hand over to Miss Okusa, who is a representative from Fukui Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and she's going to give a little background on the chamber and introduce you to a couple of unique and interesting Fukui companies.
Hi, hi guys, it's Yurie Okusa from Fukui Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank you for giving this chance to share about Fukui. I'll introduce Fukui Chamber of Commerce and Industry and unique companies in Fukui. First of all, Fukui Chamber, let me introduce Fukui Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It's founded in 1880. We celebrated 140th anniversary 2 years ago. However, as you know, because of COVID-19, we couldn't have a big event to celebrate, unfortunately, but it's okay. Then we have 6,000 members. It's really big numbers. According to some survey, Fukui Prefecture has the highest number of company owners in Japan for the past 38 consecutive years. It's really surprising, and there are many owners in Fukui for a long time. Thanks to them, we are here now, actually. Please next. Our mission is to support local companies and boost the local economy. For example, we often hold seminars for promotion or management, and sometimes we have exhibition for business matching. And sometimes we consult with companies for financing. And now, actually, I'm working on preparing for festivals. We have 2 festivals in summer and spring. So we have many works. Sorry, we have different works. And in addition, we have friendships with other Chamber of Commerce and Industry. For example, Honolulu Japanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or Suwon Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Korea. From this part, I focusing on industry or companies in Fukui. Main industry in Fukui is manufacturing, such as textiles, glasses, and the production of machinery. Production of machinery industry has progressed along with textile industry. They are related to each other. Please next. And today I'll share 2 companies. I pick up 2 companies to share today. The first one is Selen. It's founded in 1889 to produce textiles. The company has expanded their business into automotive, upholstery, electrics, high fashion, and medical materials. There are many branches in the world. And the Selen command 15 share of the global cassette market as #1 in the world. They have integrated system. They make from the fiber to sewing or cutting. They have system to make by themselves. すいません、次お願いします。Then it's the most valuable information for you guys, I guess. I found out an interesting relationship between Ireland and Fukui. When I was talking about this presentation with Mr. Hennesey, I heard from him that Ireland harp is a symbol of Ireland. The harp is on the passport of Ireland peoples. So today I thought I have to share this company. It's named Aoyama Harp. The company makes harps since 1897, and is the only company making harps in Japan. And besides, it commands a 20% global market share as #2 in the world. The company has the original hall, and they invited famous artists from other countries. Then they have a concert. Actually, I didn't know that the company there is sorry, I didn't know that this company until yesterday. Yeah, but I'm proud of this company now. Then there is a good information. If there are there are Tokyo branches is in Chiyoda, Tokyo. So if you are interested in it, you can visit it tomorrow. So this is my presentation. Thank you for listening. And if you are interested in my presentation, please talk to me later. Thank you so much.
Great stuff. Thanks very much, Okusa-san. That was very interesting. I hope people enjoyed it. I think we all learned something new about Fukui's industry and business. So thanks a million.
Thank you.
I want to continue on now and speak about the Irish influence in Fukui. So I had to think about this because there's not a great influence or a great presence in Fukui. The total Irish population in Fukui numbers 5 people. So currently there's a couple from Dublin, myself and Paddy are from Dublin, from Clontarf, and we have 3 ALTs on the JET programme from Northern Ireland also. The first thing I want to mention is Fukui Patrick's Day, which is a project close to my heart. I came up with the idea thanks to some encouragement from Mimura-san, who you might be aware of, and he encouraged me to start a group in Fukui which would hold parades. So we got together a group of volunteers who consisted of local people and Irish and foreigners here in the county, and discussed what we wanted to do and came up with a mission statement so that we could pull it all together. And I thought it was important to explain exactly what we were at, so it wasn't confused with either a religious procession or a general kind of a booze up. So we wanted to encourage fun times and interaction between Fukui locals and people of other cultures, and the theme of Irish inclusiveness and spirit of goodwill identify our non-profit group. So people often say, where's the saint? So you'll see on our logo, it's Fukui Patrick's Day. We are in very rural and conservative Japan, so we didn't want people to confuse us with anything other than a fun and non-denominational kind of happy event. So Fukui Patrick's Day is a credit to the volunteers. We are made up of a group of locals. There's secondary school teachers, there are ALTs, there are a variety of volunteers who come together and make it happen. We've been very lucky with support from musicians, both local and from all around Japan, who've come to support our friends and sponsors pull together and make it happen. So the first parade we held and the event was in 2017. Since then, we've had plenty of events, and unfortunately last year due to Corona, in 2020, due to Corona, we had to postpone. In 2020, we had planned to follow on from the Rugby World Cup, and we had themed our event around kids getting involved and passing rugby balls and all the rest, but that one was unavoidably cancelled. A major boost to us in getting our parade started was the visit of Ambassador Anne Barrington, who came over to inaugurate our 2017 event. I guess I wanted to say that it's very important that these officials come out to the regions. Ambassador Barrington's presence encouraged Fukui City and the Lord Mayor to join us. That's the Fukui City Lord Mayor there in the photograph. And his coming to meet our ambassador meant that the city wanted to make itself look as good as possible. So the local Fukui City Fire Brigade marching band joined our parade, and it added a whole level of excitement and an official nature to what we were putting on for the people of Fukui. So we were very grateful to the ambassador for her visit. The impact of the parade went beyond the event itself. And since that initial event, we've had a local group of musicians who've put together an Irish band, and they have kept playing ever since then. They're called Bana Falcha, and they practice regularly and show up all around the city and county wearing green and playing some tunes that you might be familiar with. So a great impact beyond the event itself. 2020 was cancelled, as I said, but last year we barreled on, and we were able to hold the first green light up event in the Hokuriku region. So we had to implement rather strict COVID measures, and the event had spaced out seating. There was no shops and stalls, but we went ahead. We had support from Enterprise, or from Tourism Ireland, from the embassy, from Machizukuri here in Fukui, and the event center, which is called Happy Terrace. So this year we're going to go ahead and we're going to hold the fifth event. Again, this time we're going to focus on the green light up, because we're not out of our corona problems yet. So it'll be a similar type of event to last year. There'll be a stage show, there'll be Irish music, dancing, and we'll explain using the big screen video what exactly where Ireland is, what St. Patrick's Day is all about, and try and have a good time. We can't unfortunately do a parade this year because it's difficult to kind of manage a parade with regard to social distancing and all the rest. So we'll keep it contained at the event space. So yeah, that's it for the Paddy's Day chat. Beyond Paddy's Day, I have another project with my wife. We managed to open Fukui's first Irish bar right down there by Fukui Station. She started out in a tent with a yatai license. I'm not sure if it was the first ever Irish bar in a tent. No doubt somebody else has tried it, but definitely the first one in Fukui. So we progressed from a tent to a minivan, a one box or a K van. And from there, we've moved to the local Shoten Guy, which is an old shopping arcade. And we have a tiny little mini bar focusing on Irish whiskey. It's no bigger than a business hotel room, but we can fit about 10 people in there. And I do my best to fly the flag and educate them on all things Irish, and especially to convert them from Scotch to Irish. Another project, I am a big fan of Irish whiskey myself, so I wanted to get out beyond Fukui, beyond the bar, and into other people's spaces. So I have been doing whiskey tasting events in other people's bars and restaurants around the county, and would love to get out around the regions and continue on that project as I go. So that's what's been going on with me and what's been going on in Fukui. I think the plan from now is to move on with some questions and answers.
Exactly. So thank you very much, Rob, and thank you very much, Okusa-san. Really, as always, for me personally, great to hear and see what's going on in the regions in Fukui now. It makes me want to visit there. You know, from the beach to the ski slopes, it's fantastic. And then fascinating that you've got so many companies, and congratulations again to Okusa-san on the size of your chamber. It's extremely large membership. So you're obviously doing something very well down there, and the IJCC would be delighted to learn from how you're managing to grow your membership and maintain a fantastic chamber. Rob, again for you personally, I know there's only 5 of you down in Fukui, but it sounds like you and your fellow Irish people have had a big impact for a small number of people. So congratulations on that. As Rob mentioned, what we'll do now is we'll have a quick Q&A session, and then we'll have a message from the IJCC President, Tsuchiya-san. So if there's any questions, you can unmute yourself and just ask away. We like to keep it nice and informal. So if anybody wants to ask a question, that's great. We can also, you can also put it in the chat, but it's more interactive. So we do have one question already in the chat, so I might start with that. And a question there on, Rob, you said there's only 5 Irish people in Fukui, but is there a larger foreign community? And I suppose, would you bump into a foreigner every day, or is it a rarity? Is a question from Connor in the audience.
Thanks, Connor. Yes, in Fukui, there's only 5 Irish, but there's a large community of ALTs. So Fukui was the first county in Japan to have an ALT, a foreign English assistant language teacher in every school.
Wow.
So Fukui has driven the kind of English language element in their schools from early on. So there's a large number of ALTs who generally are younger. They'd be kind of 25-year-old, mostly Americans, but there's a good few Europeans and South Africans and Kiwis sprinkled in. So beyond that, there's a lot of Southeast Asian people. Miss Okusa mentioned the textiles business here in Fukui, which is massive. So a lot of workers come in to man the factories in Fukui. So there'd be a lot of Vietnamese, there would be Chinese, there would be people from all over Asia working as engineers and involved with production throughout Fukui. So the actual foreign population, I'm not sure exactly, but there's plenty around.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Rob. And do we have any further questions or comments? Feel free to unmute yourself. Be great. While we're waiting for the further questions, I have one question myself, Rob, for you and potentially Okusa-san as well. You mentioned that the Shinkansen will arrive in Fukui in 2024. Is there expected to be a big impact on the city and on businesses or tourism based on that? And I suppose follow on to that would be, how long has that been in the planning? I imagine the Fukui Chamber of Commerce has been pushing for that for many years.
Excellent. Sorry, maybe I couldn't answer what Fukui Chamber of Commerce and Industry がごめんなさい、なんて
Yeah.
新幹線に向けてなんてごめんなさい。
I'll help you, Okusa-san. The city is really rallying around the arrival of this Shinkansen. It's going to bring with it redevelopment of the entire Ekimai.
Yeah.
So it's major news, and definitely the buzz around the city and county is the Shinkansen. The Marriott Hotels Group is also going to have a kind of flagship building right in front of the new station. So there's great redevelopment already going on, and of course with the train coming Fukui is all about the potential inbound tourism from outside the county. So they're coming up with a lot of new ideas and trying to tidy up the look, the image of the city itself.
That's fantastic.
Okusa-san, anything to add?
Actually, my sorry, not even. I'm in charge of sightseeing division. For example, I make a book for tourism. It's we collect activities to enjoy in Fukui. For example, canoe or making something. Or then we prepare for the coming Shinkansen. So, but about inbound, maybe we cannot prepare well still. First, yeah, first we practice English, or we have to be used to communication with other with international people. It's kind of challenging. Maybe I feel like so sorry.
Thank you very much, Okusa-san. It sounds like, based on the number of teachers you have in Fukui as well, that I'm sure you'll be very successful in adapting to foreign tourism once it comes back as well. So congratulations on that. We have one other question as well, asking for Okusa-san, do you have a university in Fukui? Is a question.
Maybe 5? Mr. Hennesey-san. Fukui University, Fukui Prefecture University, Jinai University.
Okay.
Other.
Fukui University of Technology.
Technology. Sorry. So maybe 5 or less than 10, right?
Oh, very good. So a big student town.
Not so many universities we have.
Great. And Rob, I think somebody has a question about why does Fukui have dinosaurs as the mascot? Maybe they might have missed the start of it.
Yeah. So I guess to recap, Fukui has the 3rd best dinosaur museum in the world, and the reason for that is that they uncovered some significant full skeletons of Fukuisaurus and Fukui raptor in the 1980s. So since then, the city has latched on to the dinosaur as a kind of a mascot. And if you do come to Fukui on the train, the first thing you'll see is giant dinosaur murals, and really there's dinosaurs everywhere as you walk around town. So even down to the St. Patrick's Day logo, we thought it was best to combine the shamrock and the dinosaur. It was the most obvious thing to do.
And again, globally, you know, for kids and for everyone, dinosaurs have really taken off in recent years. So as with many things, it looks like Fukui City is ahead of the curve on stuff, even dinosaurs. So again, well done to the city and yourselves on that. If there's any other questions, let me know now. And if not, we'll move on to the next stage. Okay, so thank you very much, Okusa-san, and thank you, Rob, for answering the questions. And we'll now move on to the president of the IJCC. Tsuchiya-san will say a few words.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, Tsuchiya-san, we can hear you.
Yep. Okay. Oh, it's an interesting picture over here.
Yeah, it's not you. I don't think.
Anyway, dear IGCC members, friends of IJCC, good evening and warm welcome to our 7th Tales from the Region Fukui event. My name is Yoshihiro Tsuchiya. I'm the chairman of IJCC. First of all, I would like to sincerely thank Ms. Yurie Okusa-san from Fukui Chamber of Commerce and Industry for joining us and giving us interesting presentation about Fukui Chamber and Fukui economy and business. Especially, is it blackout? Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear?
Tsuchiya-san, we can hear you, but your screen is black. I wasn't sure if you were just on audio tonight. So
Wow.
yeah, yes, we can see you now.
Oh, no, okay. Sorry. Sorry about this.
Yeah.
So sorry to stop this speech. First of all, I'd like to sincerely thank Ms. Yurie Okusa-san from Fukui Chamber of Commerce and Industry for joining us and giving us interesting presentation about Fukui Chamber and Fukui economy and business. Especially, I very much interested to hear that the Aoyama hop is the only Japanese hop producing company, and including the Irish hop. So that is very, very interesting and impressive for me. And the IGCC would like to further develop the relation with Fukui Chamber, if possible, taking this opportunity. But anyway, thank you very much. And also, I would like to sincerely thank our board member, Mr. Robert Hennesey, owner of Irish Bar Shelbourne and assistant professor at Fukui University of Technology, to arrange and make this very informative and interesting event about Fukui. Especially, it was very interesting to see the development of your Irish bar from the tent to the actual shop. That was very, very impressive. And anyway, thank you very much, Okusa-sama and the Rob-san. If I may, I would like to briefly talk about my private memory of the first visit to Fukui, which was more than 20 years ago. At that time, my son was a small kid and he's crazy about dinosaurs. And we learned that the new and fantastic Dinosaur Museum was just opened in Fukui. I think it was in 2000 year in summertime. So we decided to bring him over to Fukui. But at that time, the access to Fukui was not easy from Tokyo or my living town, Kawasaki. So we decided to take a drive down to Fukui. And it was very, very long driving trip, but we very much enjoyed the trip. And actually the new museum was absolutely fantastic museum. I really strongly recommend all of you to once visit there. Even if you're not interested into dinosaur, it was really, really good and you can enjoy the museum. And also we enjoyed the food. Of course, it's Jizengani, but I remember also I enjoyed the beef meat, which is called the wakasagyu, which was fantastic beef meat. And the memory to visit Fukui was unforgettable for me. Since then, unfortunately, I had only one opportunity to visit Fukui again, but I would like to definitely revisit Fukui in future, especially in March, when St. Patrick's event in Fukui will take place. As you know, IGCC has been continuing this Tales from the Region online events, and tonight is the 7th one following Kamaishi, Fukuroi, Nara, Matsue, Wakayama, Osaka. We would like to continue this series and reach the regional Irish people or community and strengthen the relation and network as much as we can. Also, our regional committee is actively discussing and planning our future activities and events in future. So if you're interested, please consider joining our regional committee as well. Finally, I hope you all enjoy the event tonight, including the forthcoming network part afterwards. And again, thank you very much for joining us and hope to see you in our next event. どうもありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Tsuchiya-san. As usual, it's great to hear your personal experience of visiting one of the regions. So far, I think you've had visits to all of the prefectures that we've we've had Tales of the Region now, so that's great. And again, I agree with you. I think there's a huge opportunity for tourism around the Dinosaur Museum. International foreign travelers and their kids in particular have a big interest in it. So I'm looking forward myself to try and get to Fukui as well.